Hello, everybody. Welcome back to On the Come Up with KG. And today I am with my friends Christina and Chinyere. Do y'all want to introduce yourselves at all?
Ladies first.
Right. Hello, my name is Christina. These are my friends, KG and Chinyere.
Christina.
Christina's not here.
Christina.
Okay, I'm Chinyere. That's it.
Okay.
Period.
So I'm going to tell y'all how we met. There is a group here in Dallas called The Group, Dallas, Texas.
Shout out to the group.
Period. And they do trivia every Thursdays at this wine bar, formerly known as Distinctive Vines, every Thursday. And that's how we met. I was there by myself. You were there by yourself. Mm-hmm. I think he was there by himself, but he kind of already knew the people who were like putting it together. And we all ended up on the same team. And we've been locked in ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all my day twos.
Day two.
Wait, do y'all remember when that was? Like, what month was that?
That was like June. Was it June or
Was
April
it summer?
Or
I think it was like
May?
before that. It might have been like March. Maybe like April or May, yeah.
I think April or May.
Yeah.
Because I moved here in March, so.
Yeah.
Oh,
It had to be like April, May. Because it was before like officially summer, I think. It wasn't June or July. I think it was before that.
Okay. Was that the day we made like the little dancing video?
Yes.
That was the same day?
Yes.
Not me having total strangers on my story. What?
Yeah.
What? That's so unhinged. What?
Everyone's like, who's that? I don't know.
I just met her like.
I met them 30 minutes ago. No, for real, I didn't even remember their names at this point. We was all on Instagram, like we was besties.
I was even asking, like, what's that girl name? She's like,
What's that girl name? I was like,
Christina.
No, that's funny. But yeah, y'all see, we've been locked in, and then we got in a group chat, and then we try to hang out here and there, but life be lifing. We all work full time, so. What do you do for work?
I work in finance.
Work in finance, period. I work in healthcare.
Okay.
And you work in?
I'm a business analyst.
Period. So, you know, we full time.
We're going to say corporate baddies?
Corporate baddies.
That's what you're going to say.
we work in corporate America.
Very corporate.
And then do you guys have any hobbies that y'all do at all outside of work? I know. Y'all know I do. But.
I sleep.
Period.
Now, I go to the gym. I try to do different stuff. I wouldn't classify anything as like a hobby, though. Like, that doesn't count, right? Working out.
Yeah, I guess. Because it's not like you have to work out, you know?
That's okay.
Nobody's forcing you to.
Okay. I read a lot.
Okay, that's a hobby.
That's a hobby?
That is a
Okay,
hobby.
Yeah, I read a lot. Okay, cool.
Okay. What about you?
I do music.
Okay.
I write a lot of stuff. Like, I do a lot of...
Ooh. So is it like you write songs or you write poetry or what?
Yeah, both. So I do a lot of that. Like, sometimes I can incorporate the poetry into music, but I do that. Sometimes, like, art stuff, like did wood carving.
She's an art girly.
I like it.
No, I love that. Okay, yeah. So I know me and Chinyere are not from Dallas. You're from the Dallas area. So where are you from?
So originally from Brooklyn, but I do love Dallas. I've been here since March of last year, and I really love Dallas. So I lived like in a few places, but like Dallas has been like my favorite place. So prior to moving to Dallas, I was in Salt Lake City for a year, and it was okay. It was just a very different experience than any place I've ever lived, just because the lack of diversity, right? But I'll say this, I think that me living there for a year was like necessary because I got to meet such great people. Because it's not really like diverse, my company, because I moved there for work, so the company I work for, they made like an effort to bring Black people to the area, make it more diverse. So a lot of us moved there not having anybody else in Salt Lake City, so we all just became like very close friends. So I made like a lot of friends that I'll call for lifers, because like we're just close, we see each other all the time. So when I moved to Texas, I already had the same friends. So a lot of the people that lived in Salt Lake City, they'll do their time. It's not like we're in prison. It's not like we're in prison. No, but they did their time, they did their bid, you know? And then they want to move to Texas. So when I moved to Texas, I already had like my crew. So it's just been very easy to build community and make new friends, because my friends are like already social people. So it was just great to And I feel like Dallas is very easy to make community.
Yeah.
It's people are very nice and always having like different events. So
That is so true. I wonder if everybody feels that way. Because I feel like I know some people that I met who are like, oh, I didn't know this was going on, or I didn't know they had this. I didn't know that there was this. But I feel like, to me, it's like there's so many different communities, so many different opportunities to meet people in Dallas. But then there's other people who don't know about it.
wow, that's true. I don't know if my ear be to the streets or what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Am I too outside?
Yeah, am I too out? And that's fine.
Yeah, but it's not like we be outside. We do be outside, you know. Granted, we deserve that. But I mean, like the stuff we go to trivia and like volleyball and you know, like
it's not everyday club and strip club. Like we diversify our type of events, but we be out.
We be out because this how a lot of the people that I met and know now, I met through like trivia and those little social groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, I will say to add on to that too. Like I think that these social groups and everything, they're definitely new. Like they weren't here before y'all moved here. You know? So I think a lot of the connections that we are starting to make probably happened around the same time because these groups started around the same time too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's good. So you know, everybody be complaining about the transplants to Dallas, but that's good. Now you have like more people trying to curate communities and stuff like that. Because there's so many different. I've met so many different groups of people through these groups, like filmmakers, content creators, DJs, promoters, fashion people. It's crazy. Like you know everybody for everything, anything you need.
Anything you need. So what was Dallas like before like all the transplants came?
Oh, there's nothing here. Like there's stuff, but like I didn't know about it. Like, I mean, granted, I was in university for like 2 years because of whatever, but like I wasn't really in the scene like that at all. So I wouldn't have known. But I think because so many people moved here, and granted, I also moved out on my own too. Like I just started seeing that the life, if you will. So. Wait, the question was, how was it? I don't know. I don't think there was anything, to be honest. I didn't hear anything. But there might have been, but I just wasn't in that crowd.
Real. So, yeah, I like Dallas. I'm in Dallas now for like 2 years. And...
No, God really snapped when he made Texas. I won't even lie.
It's so big.
It's lit.
It's so big. There's so many...
Pause.
Yes, pause. Get your mind out the gutter. We are not talking about that. But I don't know. There's just pros and there's just cons. Have y'all been dating in Dallas?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you, because you've been living here, so.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't know any dating life in Dallas?
You haven't experienced any, no tea, no shade.
You don't want to date in Dallas?
I've been focused on other things.
Period.
Okay, fine.
I've been focused on other things, fair. Not every time dating, not every time not every time knacking. Like sometimes it's good to just focus on yourself, especially you're in a new place, make new friends. It's not always dating.
Hey, we're not young though.
I'm young.
Period.
I'm not young. I need a man.
Well, you're gonna find one. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
I speak that over you.
Thank you.
Me too. I want a man. Do I need a man? Nah, but I want one. I would like to need him. But
okay.
Yeah, I would like to need him. But do I need one? No, I'm still breathing. I'm still living. Bills are paid. Life is lifing. Shit's getting done. But
independent.
No water. No water. Ain't no water around here. No, I don't know. My dating experience has been, I don't know. I feel like I try. Like, I feel like I really, really try. And then I have spurts where I'm like, I'm not trying at all.
I agree.
So I don't know.
I'd agree. I don't know. I'd be like having high moments. Like I'd be getting inspiration. And then like, it'll last for like 3 days. And I'm like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really tired. Because I feel like the guys on like the dating apps, they really be sucking all my energy.
The dating apps are so ass.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
It's not even that they're bad. It's more so like I don't know what people are on them for, because it's like you're on there to meet people. So why is nobody like trying to get you off the app?
Okay, you know what's crazy to me? So a lot of people that I met in person, like at these events, nothing. It's crickets. In person, it's crickets. But then all of a sudden, I see them on the dating app, and they match, and they're like, "Oh, you fine. I see you, and I always want to." We were literally just in the same vicinity last week, in the same group,
And they were too scared to talk.
Yeah, that's so weird to me.
But I think that's how people are. Like a lot of people, I think it's more than one reason. But I think first, people lack confidence to even go and approach you and just say, "Oh, I think you're pretty," or, you know, "Can we go out?" That's one. But I also think like people are so consumed with communicating over the phone.
Yeah,
they don't even know how
to
to like approach someone like that. So they're more comfortable hitting you up on Hinge or Tinder.
And then it's like, at least on those apps, they know that you're there to date. Like, if they're a person, maybe they're like, oh, maybe she's taken, maybe she's not here for that, maybe she's not interested. So I get that.
They're scared of rejection.
Yeah.
But granted, it could just be a regular conversation.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know what I sound like. You don't know, like, you know. But then again, maybe I'm just so used to rejection. Yeah.
Oh.
Because, you know.
I haven't heard a girl.
So you shoot your shot?
Well, like, that's when I get desperate.
I haven't heard a girl say that before. Like,
I'm used to rejection.
Yeah.
I'm used to rejection, not even just like dating. Like,
yeah, I was about to say. I think I get used to rejection just from like
life.
Yeah, from doing the podcast. Sometimes I reach out to people, they don't want to be on the podcast, or jobs, applying to jobs, you get rejected a lot, you know. So I guess in that aspect, yeah.
Yeah, so at some point, like, it really just rolls off your back. Like, I really just don't feel it anymore. But then I've tried the shooting the shot thing and being rejected. That shit.
My pride is too high for that.
My pride also got destroyed. Don't get me wrong.
I ain't gonna lie.
Like, you do it enough, you just really don't care.
I be trying to, if I'm gonna try to get a guy to know that I like him, I have to be very tactical about it. I'm never gonna just be like, you're fine. I'm gonna be like, okay, next time I see him, I'm gonna throw a little flirtatious. I might be like, ooh,
but that's complicated though, because now the guy has to be able to read the cues and know what you're putting out.
But I feel like that's how
work.
it is with me too, though. I feel like guys always are really passive with me lately.
Okay.
Guys are not assertive with me at all. Like, guys are really passive, and I'm supposed to pick up cues, but it's like, I'm not gonna do that. I do not take, like, I ignore passiveness. It's like, if you're passive with me, I'm gonna just assume you want to be friends, or we're just cool. I'm not gonna take the hint that you are attracted to me in that way. And I feel like that's been going on a lot in my life lately. Like, there's certain guys in my life where I'm like, does he like me? Was he flirting? I don't know. But it's like, until you say it, I'm gonna just assume that we're just cool.
Yeah.
Also, just to clarify too, I don't fully shoot. Like, I shoot my shot after I've been talking to the person for a little bit.
Got you.
Like, it's never like I see somebody I don't know and I'm like, I like you. No, I've never done that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, I have a friend, I like him, I'm gonna tell him I like him.
Ooh, see, that's what I'm scared. I'm like, I'd be scared to mess up the friendship.
Yeah, I'd be ruining friendships. But like, it's like a gamble. Like,
but to me, like I said, sometimes I'll throw subtle hints. Like, if I see you, I might be like, oh, you look handsome today. Or even if I'm skeptical, if you're even like, what are you doing this weekend? Like, I'd like to take you out. That is attractive to me. Because, like, you know what you want. No, I was at trivia one time, and this dude, he was just drunk. I think he had that liquor courage. But he kissed my hand and everything. He was like, I want to take you out. What are you doing this weekend? And I was like, I guess I'm hanging out with you. Period. You know what you want?
You found him attractive?
You know, like,
because if you didn't find him attractive, that'd be sexual assault. That would be sexual assault. Exactly.
A lot of people.
That's why people don't.
That's
you
true.
You know how to read it.
That's true. But it's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm just a girl.
yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. You know, I'm just a girl. If the guys are scared and the girls are scared.
The thing is,
do you compliment guys?
I try to now. Now I do try to like do that more.
But I don't do that for random men. I do it for guys that I'm talking to. Why should I go and compliment a random guy?
So he should know that, oh, she's kind of into me. She complimented me.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally, I said that to myself the last couple of days. I'm like, I'm going to start complimenting men more so they know, like, okay, maybe she's at least attracted or something.
I heard that they get scared when you compliment them.
Nobody wants to hashtag me too.
That's true. Yeah, so
everybody's being careful these days. So
I like your shirt.
Yeah, Chinyere, I like your teeth.
Okay, no, for real. Okay, so dating. in Dallas. I'm gonna do a whole episode specifically on that one
That'd
of
be
these
good.
days.
You know what I thought though? I thought, especially coming from New York, I thought Dallas was more so like a relationship city.
Really?
I thought that's what it was. Like, hey, you date, you marry, you buy a house, you can afford a house here. That's what I thought.
Well, I wouldn't say
Shit.
I don't think it's Dallas. I think more so if people are, you know, buying the houses and stuff, that's like San Antonio. Like, it's like family land, you know? Here, it's like,
Why I want to go there?
There's
It's
family land
family.
in Dallas.
it's the suburbs. It's not Dallas.
Yeah, maybe
It's
like Grand Prairie.
Exactly.
Rowlett.
Prosper, like Rowlett, like those are.
McKinney.
McKinney's still young. Plano is still young. Richardson is pretty young
Plano is
too.
still young, yeah. Young
Like
and
you have to
turd.
go out. Rockwall, if you want the bougie.
Ooh, I love Rockwall.
Yeah.
Rockwall gives me
That's where I
vibes.
went to school, Rockwall.
Really?
How was that?
It was interesting. Very interesting vibes. Well, like I think it's I think it's more diverse now. But me growing up there, not at all. Definitely out of my graduating class, there were 600 of us. 30 of us were black. So, and that's with the mixed kids.
They don't count.
I mean, I count them.
Well, they count.
I count them.
Wait,
because-
why don't mixed kids count though?
Sometimes they do.
What?
What's the percentage?
He talking about
I don't know.
Exactly.
So okay.
mixed kids, as in one parent is black.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
half and half.
Or we had some adopted kids too. So they was also, you know, I'm counting.
But then
them
they're
as
just
well.
black, right?
They're just black. Like always, like you know.
But you know, some people be black, they don't know they black.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you know, we all together.
Okay.
But no, the mexican kids, they were definitely fighting on our behalf. Like if I tell you some of the stories, especially from 2016, nah, they one of us.
It was like that was like the Trump era.
That was Trump was running, and it was like a lot of George Floyd. Like it was bad.
2016. Okay.
It was really, really bad. And it's like, I'll tell you one story.
Okay.
So one story is like, there was this one white boy, he was racist. Granted, I think that racism is taught, like probably his parents, probably hearing in his household or whatever, but he was racist, said some racist stuff to this one mixed guy. Or this mixed guy. I don't know if he was adopted. I think he was adopted and he was mixed too. Whatever. Said some racist stuff. They started fighting, tussling. This dude, the mixed guy, got a chair, slammed the chair on him. The guy's just on the floor. Just on the floor. After that day, we said, he's one of us. He's always been one of us, but this day we know he's one of us. That was just one story.
Okay.
That's one story.
So you went to a predominantly white school.
Yes.
And a lot of racism. Did you have a lot of black friends, or did you have black friends at all?
I had mostly, okay, so it was interesting, like going into the school, it was mostly, like, I had white friends. Like middle school to high school, I had white friends. But then seeing the other few black people, we just all got close. But then you know you have your white friends and your black friends. I'm gonna say this, maybe we might have to cut it, but like, but like, the white friends I had, they would bully me, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, and it was very cyber bully. So like, they would have a hashtag, it was like hashtag Tina Tuesday, and they would go around and post the most unflattering pictures of me on Instagram. And my junior year of high school, like one of my black friends, who's like one of my lifelong friends now, she was like, we gotta cut this shit, basically. And so her and my other black friends really stood up for me in that time. And after that, I kind of quit all the clubs that had those people, and it was just me and my black friends. So I don't remember the question, but like, yes, most of my friends are black. in high
Okay.
school, yeah.
And so how does that, like, growing up in high school where you were few of black kids, how does your self-confidence suffer in adulthood from that?
So definitely thought I was like the ugly one. Granted, like during that time too, like I said, the cyberbullying and stuff, like those pictures really reinforced like, damn, I'm really ugly. Like, like it was bad. Like, but it just reinforced a lot of those narratives that like, you not cute, like you not what we're looking for, you're not that girl, you're not, like, you know, all those things. And I would, you know, tell myself that, and I can see that that's something that I'm still kind of struggling with and trying to come to terms with, like, okay, those things are not true.
Yeah.
Like they're just I don't look like those people. And now that I'm in an environment where there are people that do look like me, I can start kind of like shedding those narratives, you know, placed upon me.
I agree, because I grew up in a predominantly Hispanic area, so I was definitely like the ugly friend, undesired friend. All my friends were dating, I wasn't. Just kind of like the friend there. I wouldn't even say for comedic relief, but just kind of there.
The comedic relief is actually something.
Yeah, that's
different.
Really, like, you're there for comedic relief. Even if you're not the one being the comedian, like, they're there to make fun of you. And just really make themselves feel more secure because they feel like they're better than you. Really, that's all that is. And it's sad, but
I will speak to that. I will say that something I did learn going through basically 12 years, even 14 years if you want to count 2 years of college, of predominantly white environments, is that I think I'm a funny girl. Like, I think, like, not necessarily like a hee hee ha ha, but I think I've learned how to know how to adapt in a lot of situations and kind of see how to make people a certain way, like how to make them laugh, how to make them smile, like, because, you know, you kind of just have to. So I think I gained some skills in doing that.
It's a defense mechanism, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, how can I fit in with this crowd?
Yeah, and everybody likes the person who makes them laugh or makes them smile.
Exactly. But,
very true.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're the joker or the joke?
Oh, like now or then?
Now.
I think now I can be both, but I try to avoid being the joke. You know what I mean? Like, I try to never be intentionally the joke, but I'm a joker.
Do you set boundaries with your friends? Because I think one thing for me is like unlearning all that negative self-talk. Is I set boundaries with people or friends that like making jokes about things that I'm insecure about is off limits. Like, if you do that one or too many times, we're done. We're not friends, because you know, like, that's something that I'm still working on. Do you set those boundaries for yourself?
I think it's I don't know, it's tricky. Like, I feel like being in the Nigerian community, people be making fun of themselves all the time. And then you kind of just make fun of whatever is also funny. So it's like, for me, like, I think that I don't get offended at most things. But then it's like, after someone says something, you'd be like, that kind of hurt. But like, you'd be like, okay, like, I'll get over it, you know? So it's like, I guess I need to be more in tune with like, what actually do I not want people to joke about?
Yeah.
But then ultimately, like, I don't really care. I'm probably gonna forget in a couple days.
And also discerning too, because some people might just say it like they don't know that maybe it's something that you're insecure about, but some people will really try to make that the butt of the joke because they know it's gonna hurt your feelings. Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, like, that's a boundary for me.
So now
like,
they really trying to hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
Now
like,
we can't be friends.
Yeah, because you're trying to be funny and you're trying to like make me the butt of the joke to really make yourself feel better. I don't play that. Like, I've dealt with that for a vast majority of my life. I'm a grown ass adult. I'm not putting up with that from another grown ass adult. That's ridiculous.
I feel like growing up, like, my family, like, we gonna crack jokes. Hard, like your mama jokes. Like, I remember being a kid and me and my cousins, we used to get on, like, you know, like when you have a fireplace, you could like stand on it. So that would be like our little stage, like that little,
not the roast.
and then the fire going. And we used to really like crack, like try to make our parents laugh, like who cracks the hardest. like your mama's so bald headed and like their mama be right there. And that's how we are. And we'll just crack. And I guess I got good at it because, you know, that was training. But now that I'm older, I see like things that I say hurt people. And I just be joking. And I feel like if someone said it to me, like, I wouldn't take offense. I'd just be like, ha ha ha, if it was funny. And I feel like there have been times where I've hurt people's feelings and I don't mean to do it. And even if I'm not like intentionally trying to be like joking, I can still like hurt people's feelings because it just be like a smart comment that comes out. And like, I'm at a point where they just write themselves. Like, I don't even think about it and it just comes off, and I've tried to be more conscious of how like the receiver takes it. More so, I know that deep down, like, I probably don't have any malice behind it, you know? And that's just like a part of my personality. But now, like, I'm older, I'm like, damn, it actually like offends people. Like, let me reel it back in and be a little bit more conscious of like what I'm saying to people, you know?
And I think I'm the exact way, because honestly, that's why I feel like I can't really talk too much, because I know I was wild as a child. Like, I was crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, like, people bullied me, but like, sometimes I lived that bullying. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like, because like I didn't think about the things that came out of my mouth, and sometimes they're funny and sometimes they were super offensive, as like in high school and stuff. So like to say, oh, I'm gonna set a boundary on like what someone should say, like what was gonna come out of my mouth, I don't even know.
Yeah.
So it's more so like I try not to take anything anyone says to heart, you know, but at the same time I do need to learn, like I need to be quiet.
Yeah,
So
because I know, like I said, I come from a family like that too. Like me and my brother, we joke around with each other all the time. It's all fun. It's all shits and giggles. But like certain things are receptive for coming from other people. Like that's my brother. We grew up together. We, you know, he can make fun of certain stuff. But if you say that, no, like, you know what I mean?
Like certain things, like I've never put a boundary on like my friends, like don't joke about this or anything like that. And I can't remember a time in my adult life that I've been offended by like a joke my friends say. Probably just like, okay, roll off my back. But there's some people that you meet and they say some shit and you're like, do I play with you?
Yeah.
Do I know you? Do I know you like that?
Right.
Yeah, like.
Or it's just certain things that like you might have went through or something that happened that somebody might make the butt of the joke.
It'd be a trigger.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You don't know what triggers people. And sometimes it's like, I know this with me. Sometimes I make things a joke to like heal from it, or like, oh, it's funny. But if I'm the one initiating the joke, like if something traumatic happened to me and I'm the one initiating the joke, okay, but don't you ever like you think you can make a joke on my behalf of something traumatic that happened to me.
But you ever like make a joke about a situation and someone like chimes in and you're like, dang. like you joking about yourself. You like that.
Watch it.
Like you joking.
Yeah.
Like you sitting there, you're like, oh, I took that nigga back 10 times.
Yeah,
and then your friend like, yeah, you dummy. yeah, you dummy. And you like, oh, damn. Like,
excuse me. Like, yeah, I mean, like, you just the dumbest rock. Like, excuse me.
Make it really wipe the smile off your face quick too. Like,
or when somebody be like, or it's like one of those things where it's like, you be like, man, my sister is annoying as fuck. And somebody be like, she is annoying. Like,
huh?
Don't talk about my sister like that.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. So I think it's, I don't know. I guess it's like when you get close enough to people, I guess close enough when people are able to hurt you. Because I feel like only people who are close enough to me can even really hurt me. Like, if I don't really know you like that anyways, like, who are you?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Some people really do be trying to hit you below the belt. And I just don't tolerate that. I think at my grown age, because it's never my intention to make you feel bad about a situation that I already know you feel bad about.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
You know?
Same.
Because I've even had friends to where like something has happened to me, like for instance in a relationship, and the first thing that they say is like, I told you. And it's like, I didn't call you to hear I told you. You know, like, why are you trying to make me feel worse? I already feel like shit. Like, you know, like, I don't know. It's just, I think it's interesting now getting older and being more intentional about friendships and how I carry myself in friendships and what kind of friend I am. Like before, I think I wasn't really putting that much thought into it. I'm just kind of like existing and, you know, we're hanging out, we're going out. But now I'm being more intentional about cultivating relationships and being the type of friend that I think I need in these 20-somethings.
Yeah, I dig that. I think like now, I know that like in my early 20s, it was just like, I mean, the friendships were very low maintenance. Like, what are you doing tonight? Let's go to the club. Cool. And that was like it. But I think now I'm a little bit more intentional about how to maintain the friendship and making sure that, okay, I'm pouring into this person and they're pouring into me back. And it's just like, I don't need, cause like I reached a point where I realized like, why are you here?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You need, at a certain point, you need beyond surface level friends.
You need beyond surface level, and I feel like not that things have to be transactional, but I feel like the people in my life, I want to have a purpose. Like, I know why I'm friends with you. I shouldn't be sitting there like, you know, why is this person my friend? And I was just thinking about this too because, as you know, like I deleted my Instagram, right? And nothing really happened. It was just that I'm like, all these thousands of people watching me, like, why do I care about somebody I knew from middle school? Why do I care about somebody that I don't talk to? Why do I care about someone who I used to know, and if I saw them at the mall, I wouldn't stop to speak to?
Right.
And, you know, I think also as you get older, like, your focus changes. I know that when I was younger, I wanted to be popular.
Be seen.
Like, be seen, be popular. Like, that was always like a goal for me, right? So it was like, have the nicest clothes, and then, you know, like, any place I was invited, I would go. I would go to the opening of an envelope if you invited me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would just be outside, just meeting people, and then, you know, like, someone has like a social media presence and they want to link up, and you linking up, you going on different trips. And once I got to a point, I was like, we don't have nothing in common at all. Like, and you look and you be like, okay, the only thing we have in common is that we're both Nigerian. That's it. Like, I don't like you. We don't work in the same field. We don't really have the same friends. We're definitely not going to the same place in the end. Like, what? Like, why are you around? And then, so I just was like, okay, let me just slow down and not try to be popular. But I prayed that let me just be a little bit more intentional with the friends that I have. And I was like, I don't want a lot of friends. But if I get a lot of friends, that's great. But I just want better quality friends.
Yeah, for sure.
People that I can actually like depend on. Yeah,
I feel the same way. It's like quality over quantity. And I realized too that at this point I have to put a little bit more effort into cultivating these type of friendships, because I always thought like me having close relationships with people is going to come easy, and it's going to be like we just meet each other and we click and we're besties forever and we skip off into the sunset together. I really thought that, so I felt like it was hard for me to make friends. But now it's like I'm realizing I have to cultivate that type of relationship with people. So I have to be more intentional about like checking up on people, like making an effort to hang out with them. Let's go get dinner. Let's come over. Let's do this. Let's do that. Like noticing what they like to do and taking part in that and certain stuff like that. It's like, it's kind of interesting because now I'm starting to see friendships in the eyes of most people see relationships. Like you put forth the effort to cultivate a romantic relationship with somebody, and you kind of learn to like cater to that person romantically. And now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to learn how to cater to my friends platonically and be, like I said, the type of friend that I want to have. Because you are a reflection, or everything you receive is a reflection of you. So I want to have better friendships and more intentional and deeper rooted friendships, to where it's not just friends who I go out with or I hang out with, but friends who I can pray with, who will pray over me, who I can really vent to and tell about like what's been ruining my fucking day. Like, and I trust that that information is in good hands and that they're going to speak life into me. I have to cultivate that environment and vice versa, you know?
So what triggered that for you, that shift?
I think I had friendships that I felt like were very one-sided, or not even one-sided. I feel like they were very surface level friendships that I always wanted to be deeper. But I felt like I was the only one who was willing or wanting to go deeper. So I was accepting surface level. Like, and I always felt like I was doing stuff so let's say I had a friend, right, and I'm very observant. So I had a friend my very closest friend, and I noticed she didn't really like talking about her problems, but I can always realize when something's off with her, like every time. So knowing the type of person she is, I'll just call you. I'll call her every single day, and just talk about anything, like not necessarily what's going on, but just keeping you company, right? Just, okay, like I know you're probably going through it. You probably just need somebody and we just talk about anything, memes, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, laughing, joking. Every single day I will call this girl, whether I'm in the shower, like, because I knew, but I never told her, oh, I'm calling you because I know you're going through it. It's just, I know you probably don't want to talk about it, but like, this is what I can contribute. And even eventually she realized that, and she was like, you know what, like, I never told you this, but thank you for calling me during that time. Like, you don't know how much I needed somebody to just talk to me and keep my mind off of everything that was going on. But I felt like I never got anything like that in return. Like, I would be suffering in silence and nobody was coming to save me. Like, you know, like nobody was calling me. Nobody was checking to see if I was okay. And it was like, okay, on one end, that's like, I can claim that they were a bad friend, but also I was never vocal about it. Like, I would never just tell somebody I'm going through it, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think I felt safe, and probably vice versa, because like I said, it's not like they ever told me that they was going through it, so maybe they didn't feel safe telling me that either. But I peeped it, and I just did what I felt like I could. So now it's like, now I'm like, okay, let me create spaces where my friends feel safe to confide in me so I can do the same. You know?
I agree fully. I think like in a weird way, I don't know when we started doing it, but like we really like are doing our best to really cultivate like that the day two type of
Our day
Yeah.
twos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when the first thing was. I think it was like actually we came to your place, KG.
Yeah.
And we were like,
And I was like, oh, let's go to the park.
Oh, yeah. Drinking wine.
Yeah.
You know, that's illegal.
Drinking wine at the park.
I don't think you can be drinking at the park.
Oh, really?
oh, well,
Well. I mean, we wasn't just drinking.
we were like,
We had
playing
games, we had
and-
snacks.
Nah, but it was like
And then everyone
whoa.
came here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was just really like, whoa.
And I
like-
did that intentionally. I'm like, I want to hang out with them more. Let me like ask them if they want to hang out.
Yeah. Even like whenever we went to like the brunch.
Oh yeah,
I got the
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
they were or the place rock.
Oh, yeah.
Tupelo honey. Yeah.
But like all of that too was just like, wow, like I really like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's what. Yeah, I started being more intentional, like asking
Yeah.
people, oh, like let's go out to eat. What are you doing? Yeah.
And that's why I'd be FaceTiming y'all.
Yeah. But Chinyere don't.
You know,
answer.
I'm crying.
I don't FaceTime Chinyere. I feel like in the group chat he barely responds, so I'm like, he's not gonna answer my phone.
No, like I'll pick up like if I'm doing something, but
Yeah, pick up when you're doing something.
I reply like if you make plans, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll come.
No,
but like I
I
ain't.
call.
Okay, if you call, I'll pick up.
It's like if I'm not busy.
If you call, I'll definitely pick up. I think like my goal used to definitely be like be popular. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's because like in my childhood I was like picked on a lot or whatever. So I guess when I got older, maybe I wanted to have like more friends. But it came to a point where like I just knew a lot of people, and maybe the people that I had, like, they weren't reliable.
Yeah.
So like there was a time where it was 2022. So I was driving and I was like someplace I maybe shouldn't have been. I was in a city I shouldn't have been, and I was in DC and my car caught on fire like when I was driving. And the thing about DC is though, I had an ex in DC, and we didn't see that day because like we had got an argument or something small. So when my car caught on fire, I was with a friend. We had gone to some place with some other friends. It caught on fire, and it was cold. Like it was like winter time, and we're on the side of the road. So who do I call? Call the ex. No pickup. But it's fine. It's in the middle of the night. Cool. What hurt me was that they said, "Oh, you expect me to get out of my bed and like come get you?" And I was like, "Yeah, like."
Wait, were y'all dating at the time?
No.
Oh, okay.
But however, like we had entered a situationship
Gotcha.
at that point. Cool. So I was like, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
but like if one of my friends were like, we're stranded on the side of the road, I'm in your city,
I would.
I would get the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, I was like, okay, what is the lesson that I need to take from this, right? So what I really started doing that was 2022. Like my prayer for 2022 was, please just help me be more intentional with my friendships and just have like better quality friendships. Like that was like really what I was like, God, I just want better friendships. And so I deleted my Instagram. I stopped hanging out with certain people. And there have been times where things have gotten really dark for me and I had to go through it alone because I'm very good at when I leave the house, Kool-Aid smile. No one can ever see me sweat. I'm fantastic at that. Hiding whatever I need to hide. Great. But now, I guess this year started off a little shaky for me. And my friends, like they can pick up on it immediately. And they'll be like, Chinyere, get up, we're going out.
Yeah.
Chinyere, stand up, what's going on? Like, and I have friends that would like call me and speak life into me. Like, no, this is your year, you have this plan, like God will do it for you. And I never had that before. And it was like a light bulb that went off when I was just like, oh, I got what I prayed for. Like I finally got it. And I was just, that made me like pray like, okay, I've never experienced like actually having friends that like poured so much and that I don't have to hide the ugly parts of me. As far as when I go through maybe like seasonal depression or like having these episodes where I don't want to get out of bed for like a week at a time, no one knows that. Well, no one knew that prior. No one knew like what I was going to do. It would be so private because as soon as I leave the house, whenever those episodes be over, I could just smile about it.
Yeah.
But now I have friends that they won't let me get to that point where, like all the curtains are down and I'm just in darkness for a week because like they'll pull me out, you know what I'm saying? They'll call me up, like get dressed. Like even, 2 weeks ago, my brother stayed with me for like 10 weeks. And I couldn't go through all that with him here. It's like, you know, so it's like I finally got what I prayed for, that having the people in my life, like people that I can actually trust and people that actually look out for me and people that I can actually call like my day twos or like my for lifers, that I know like our friendship is not like very temporary and it's not very superficial or just surface level, like people that I can actually like grow and build with. Just the same way like you would pour into like a romantic relationship, these platonic relationships are things that people are like pouring their time and energy into, and I'm doing the same.
Yeah, I think it's so crazy how when you get older you start realizing how important that is. It's like friendships are not just about who you're going out with, who you gossip with even. It's just like you said, who is going to pour into you? Who can you pour into? Like who do you feel safe pouring into, you know? So, yeah, I think that's so important these days.
It's so important. I feel like there's been times when I've gone back home, like to New York, and there was like certain places I would be so comfortable going to, certain rooms I would be so comfortable sitting in, certain people I used to hang with all the time and do certain things. And now if I try to do it, like my body just my body rejects it. Like God said, it's not for you. Like there's conversations that I would partake in happily. I can't even entertain it. It's like it's almost repulsive. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like once you pray for something and God like takes you and like you're evolving, like He makes you new, and it's not just like a little thing too. It's like black and white. You feel like a whole different person, a whole different person. And that's like no shade to like those people or anything like that. But just certain situations that I used to be so comfortable in. And once I like revisit that old environment, like I can't do it. Like at all, I can't do it.
Same. I was in a season of like pure isolation because it wasn't even that, I feel like I outgrew certain people, situations, environments, and it wasn't that they were necessarily doing anything to me, but it's just like my spirit couldn't settle being there. Like I just feel like I outgrew, and it's nothing towards them personally. It's more like I think I'm just growing at a different pace than you. It's not to say that you never are gonna grow, but like we're just not here no more.
And I don't want people to like ever listen to me and think that it's just me thinking I'm better.
Right.
It's not. I don't think it's a matter of better or worse. It's just different.
Different, exactly.
It's different.
It's just different.
It's just knowing that your path is just a different path
that's what I'm saying.
what they're going to be on.
Yeah, and it's not, like I said, it's not like you're never going to outgrow it or you're never going to be.
Right.
It's just you haven't yet. And that's fine because I was there. I'm not going to sit here and act like I was never there. I was there right with you.
I was there right with you.
Just last year, just a few months ago, I was right there. So, but you know, God just had a different plan for me a little bit earlier. You know, He's like, it's time to pivot now, and I chose to be obedient. And it's kind of crazy because like I see some of my old friends, and I'm like, I can see that like you're suffering. You know, like I can see that you kind of want more, you want better, you deserve better, but all you can really do is pray.
You can only pray for me. And I think there's a difference between like people that are actually like working and walking with a purpose and people that are just merely existing. And I think that prior to that incident where my car caught on fire, I was existing, and on paper like everything looked good. Like went to school, you know, got my degrees, have a good job, got the job that I want, traveling the world, like it all looks good, but I feel like I was coasting. And until that happened, and that was like a shift in my mind. So if you knew me before the incident and you haven't seen me since, you don't know me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a completely different person than I was then. Like my whole mindset, what I want out of life is completely different. I was having like dreams after that happened, and it was like one dream I had. I'm gonna write it down so I can remember it, but I was old and I was on my deathbed. My mom was in my dream, and she wasn't old. She looked like how she looked. That's how I recognized her. Like, it was so weird that she didn't get old. I was old, and I was surrounded by my kids and grandkids. And you know what? God need to bring that dream back because like, who am I having these kids with? Like, have a dream. Let me know that part. Let's skip to the good part. That's what the people really want to know. Like, who I'm having all these kids with.
Bring it to you again. Tell them to bring you the dream again.
God, bring me the dream again.
Close up on the kids so I can see
who y'all look like. Y'all look like.
Is it someone y'all know now?
Why you got green eyes? Like what?
No, they light skin.
They light skin, they dark skin. No, but I kept having it. And my mom said in the dream, she's like, you did well, you can rest. And like, I just like drifted off in the dream. So for me, what that meant was I didn't die that night because I had so much more to do. So it was up to me to figure out like, what do I want to do? Like, and it was so much prayer, soul searching, research, like, you know, looking at the different qualities that God blessed me with. Am I using all those qualities to the best of my ability? Yes or no? And I wasn't. I was coasting through life. And first, before I did anything, like I had to like pray and ask for forgiveness and say I'm sorry. Like I had to like you like
repent.
Yeah, like you gave me all of this and I'm not using it. I am so sorry. I'm actually sorry because if God wanted me to struggle, I could have been struggling. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I have 2 parents that are capable. I had a mom that's hardworking. I'm very intelligent, just naturally. I'm articulate. Like, there's things that have propelled me to the point that where I am, and it could have been a different story. Like, I could have been born an orphan, or, you know what I'm saying? I could have been born drug addicted. None of that happened. So like, why are you choosing to suffer when I gave you all the tools you need to do something amazing with your life? So I was like, actually trying to figure out like, what is it that you want me to do? I feel like. And now that I'm like working in finance and things like that, I was like, okay, cool. I think what I want to do and how I can be the most impactful is that I want to do impact investing in Nigeria. Like that's a long-term goal. I really want to focus on education and health. Like that's a long-term goal. So now that I know like that is the purpose and that is like why I'm here, it makes it so much easier to weed out the things that come my way. Because when you know where you're going, now you know what to do next. Yeah. And if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter what you do next. Exactly. Because you don't know where you're going. You don't know where you need to end up. You don't and you don't care. You don't care. You don't care. And so once you know that you have a purpose and you're walking with purpose, a lot of things don't add up. As far as like, say for instance, you're walking with purpose and you're dating a dude that's not walking with purpose. He's gonna waste your time. He's gonna bring you down. He's gonna bring you down. He's going to waste your time because he doesn't know where he's going. He doesn't know where he's going, so he's not walking with purpose. But if you meet a guy and he knows, like, you know what? I already know what I want to do. He's gonna lead me. He's going to lead you because he knows where he needs to be. So he's not gonna waste your time because he doesn't want to waste his own time because he's walking with purpose. So he's gonna look at you. He's gonna be like, is that the woman that I need in my life? No, sorry, I don't want to waste your time. Yes, that's the woman I need. So let me be intentional. Let me do the things I need to do to keep her and all these things, right? So once I started moving with purpose, it became so much easier and it hasn't been perfect. Like it's a journey. I mess up, and I feel like when God puts a purpose in your heart, He has already factored in your stupidity. Like He already factored in. Okay, you know what? You got abandonment issues. Work on that. You know what I'm saying? You know, you have a smart mouth. Work on like you're gonna block your blessing in some. But I have a backup plan. Right. But the whole point is my purpose. See, there's a difference between a plan and a purpose. The purpose stays the same. And God, His will be done. It will be done no matter what. Yeah. The purpose, the plan might change because, you know what I'm saying? Life. I know that I have to get to the Bahamas, but it's raining right now. They delayed my flight, but I'm still gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The purpose doesn't change. The destination isn't changing, but the plan and the route may change. Great. So once I was able to figure that out, and then I knew that, hey, let me pray for intentional people around me. And now that it was like a wake-up call when that light bulb went out. I was like, I actually got what I prayed for. What's next? My prayer was that let me step aside and don't get in my own way. Because sometimes you can block your own blessings.
Yep.
And I've been praying. That's my prayer for all of 2024. Like, God, please do not let me block my own blessings. Like, whatever work I need to do on myself, let me be willing to put that work in so I don't block my own blessings. Yeah. So it could be something as simple as, I know that I always have a comeback for everything. And that has served me well, but at a point, it can work to my own detriment. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I feel like this year, I have to do the work on myself. So I feel like I've done the work, like the people who I'm connected to, I've done the work as far as like professional life, but the damage to myself, whatever trauma I have, like, why are you so mad about them calling you African booty scratcher in the 3rd grade? Like, fix that. Yeah. Because those things that you feel like aren't a big issue.
They are.
Yes. because you know what it is? Maybe if someone called me African booty scratcher now, I wouldn't be upset. But because that happened to me, maybe someone said something that's unkind, it's like a trigger and it takes me back. And now I have to lash out. But if I heal that trauma from 3rd grade, I'm not gonna lash out. And maybe, I'm more peaceful or something like that. Or I'm easier to forgive. Because once you're healed, you move differently. You know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking about this too. Like, if, for instance, I want to get married and I want to have a full life and live forever, how can I expect to be with someone forever and I don't know how to forgive?
Yeah. You have to, I always say this with my friends at church, like, it's all about the fruit that you're producing. Because really, what fruit are you producing? Like, what can people see growing out of you that people are inspired by? So another thing, as you were talking about, is like, you pray for intentional friendships or destiny partners, right? So that's the thing about, you want destiny partners. So people think that, oh, this is going to be the person who's connected with my destiny. These are people who's going to propel me or be my catalyst to my next level. But people don't consider the fact that your destiny partners can be as small. I don't think it's small, but like having a good circle around you. Because yeah, that person might not know Oprah Winfrey, who's going to get you on this show or help you or invest, blah, blah, blah. But they can speak enough life into you that is going to get you in the right mind state to be prepared to have those conversations with people and give yourself enough confidence to do that. Because you might have trauma where you have so much negative self-talk that you don't think that you can do the things that you know that God has placed in your heart. But then you have those destiny partners or friendships or people around you who remind you, or as I like to say, echo God's voice and remind you of who God says that you are. And I think we need those type of people to propel us. And I think people oversee or they don't appreciate those people in their lives who serve that purpose. And I think some people serve just that purpose. Like, maybe it's not everybody's purpose to be the most loud in the room, the most successful, the richest in the room, but it might be your purpose to help that person who God has in the forefront to execute that. Maybe it's not my vision to be the next Oprah Winfrey, but maybe I am the person who is going to speak life into the person who is, and without me, everyone's placement matters. I think everybody forgets that, like, especially in the day and age of social media, people think if you're not in the forefront, if you're not seen, if you don't have the most numbers, if you don't have the most likes, you're irrelevant. And that is so not true. Like in a company, the CEO or the founder is not the only important person in the company. They're the face of it, but all the moving parts, the people who work, the people who do the finance, the people who do the business analyzing, the people who do the customer service, those are all the moving parts that make the company a success. And it's the same thing with people. So I try not to take for granted the little things, like my brother who calls me every day and makes me laugh. Laughter is healing. I need that. I need somebody to make me laugh and bring light and brightness into my life. I don't take that for granted at all. The person who calls me while I'm driving, maybe I didn't need that moment of silence for that long. Who knows what I would have started to tell myself in that 30 minutes. So, yeah.
And can I just add, like, you talking about echoing God's voice, like, y'all, see, this is what I just knew that like I needed y'all to be my friends for real. I needed y'all to be my day twos for real.
Day twos.
Because it's just like, even like in this conversation right now, like even I don't really have anything to add because like I just feel like I like to listen to people who are wiser than me, especially when it comes to areas where I might not fully understand everything, you know, because I don't have the same life as KG or Chinyere, you know. So I just like to listen to other people's experiences, and like just listening here, like I'm like, okay, y'all really wise, like wow, like whoa, like, and I feel like I can really feel like KG, like you pouring into me when you need to, or Chinyere, you pouring into me through the words you're saying. I can feel that right now, and I'm just so happy.
Cut the camera.
Okay, cut the camera, cut it off. I'm done. Cut it off.
No, I was gonna say like, yeah, I think so. While we're here, while we're on the topic, I'll tell you guys what I feel like you guys have contributed, because we haven't been friends that long, but in the short amount of time that I've known you guys, like Christina, I love that you're always yourself. You're always goofy. You're always funny. You're always gonna be yourself no matter what, and you set boundaries, especially with like men. I love that. Like she don't play about guys. Guys not gonna play about her.
I mean, I be getting. Sometimes they be swaying me.
The boundary be cracking a little bit.
But like I said, no.
But yes, I love that. I love and that she's always gonna try to be available, and she's always gonna be, what's the word I'm looking for? Supportive. Like she's always gonna try to be there. She's always gonna try to help if she can. She's not helping. Y'all don't know, but she done helped me film a couple of these episodes of the podcast.
I want to be included.
So I love that. And then Chinyere, I like that he's like, he exudes confidence. Like even if he may not feel confident, like I feel his confidence, and it makes me feel confident. And he is very himself, but he also knows how to kind of like, I don't want to say come down to your level, but like make himself relatable to you, no matter who you are, where you're from, what you do. Like he's gonna make himself relatable to you, so you feel like you can have a conversation with him and still be yourself and still be confident. And then he's very classy. Like Chinyere is very classy. He just gives like I don't know, like rich uncle vibes, but
Rich uncle vibe.
but also very cool. Like you could tell him about your pregnancy scandal. He's gonna give you some wise advice. He's gonna be like, you know, maybe you should mess with him. He's a bum, but he's gonna say it respectfully, you know. Like that's the vibe Chinyere gives.
No, because literally, can I even say like with KG, like y'all, KG's my girl. Like I swear to you, like there'd be times where I'm like, bro, like I don't know what to do in this scenario, or I don't know, like you just be down on yourself. And when you're talking about like echoing God's voice, I'm being so serious. Like obviously I have my own issues with religion, but like it brings me back to like the good points of religion. Like you really do exude that, and I'm like it's like it grounds me. I'd say how you are grounds me. So it's like, even though I have my own issues with religion, I just look at KG and be like, okay, like I like being around KG, so I can't be fully mad at the religion. And then with Chinyere, like I just really like Chinyere. Like I don't know what to say.
Are you flirting with him right now?
No, because he got this good teeth for real. So like literally, like when I saw Chinyere, I'm not even joking. Like the first day I saw Chinyere, I was like, bro, I want to be his friend badly. I don't even know why, because like I could, like you said, oh my god, I just.
It's okay. Don't even. They're not gonna see it.
But like you said, like it's that you really exude that confidence, like without like even, well, to me, without even giving any effort, you know. And like I was even telling him too, like I want him to be my role model. I want him to be my role model, and I told him that. He said, why? I said, well, I don't know. And then in my head, I was like, I should have asked him that. But like, no, like
she's like, I messed up. He's never gonna be my role model.
Talk to me again. But no, like
you shot your shot after the rejection.
Fully rejection.
He's like,
lies.
I said, wow. But no, I'm just really happy that I met you guys.
Me too.
I'm happy I met you guys too. No, I am.
I was gonna say, does he have anything to add? He's like, tell me more.
I'm happy I met you. No, y'all always like a cool vibe.
Period.
And I think for me, the older I get, the less social I get. Like I can fake it, but less like I want my piece. But like you guys always invited me out, and I don't mind coming because you know, like you always open your house up to us, and I really do appreciate that, to let us in your space. I know that's not for everyone, and you always let us in your space, and you're always so happy, and we can always talk. And even when we're not happy, and we'll be at a party, and we'll just be talking about our trauma. We be drinking and turning up, and I'd be like, yeah, I was in therapy Wednesday. And then pull up the notes and like, this is what the therapist said, and really be vibing. And I like that we can like communicate on like different levels and relate to each other on like different levels. And you know, it takes a lot to be vulnerable to other people and let them know like what you're going through and be open, because it's not easy to be vulnerable, because like, you know, you never know how people are going to react to what you tell them. So yeah, so I'm happy I met you guys.
Me too. Oh, that's so cute. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we will see you guys next week on this week's episode of On the Come Up with KG. Bye.